Hello everyone, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Ultimate General Civil War. Today we're going to be starting the epic struggle that is known as the Battle of Chancellorsville. In our last fight, we won the Siege of Suffolk and lost only about 2,000 casualties, while inflicting over 11,000 casualties on General Longstreet's corps. We are now ready again for the Battle of Chancellorsville. We spent some reputation to get us 7,000 additional recruits, so we've got about 9,700 soldiers that we can apply to our army. I added the 4th Corps under Hancock, but in retrospective, I'm thinking that was a mistake. I think it would be better suited, we'd be best suited to get the 3 corps that we have up to maximum strength before we go ahead and change anything around adding a 4th Corps. The other issue also is that Hancock is a very good commander, being a major general, and now I've just kind of prevented him from being able to be used in the field of battle in this next very important fight, especially when you consider that I need to build a new division or two if I'm going to put these recruits into our 1st or 2nd Corps. Certainly need to build at least one new division in the 3rd Corps. With that being said, guys, let's go ahead and jump in here with reorganizing our army a little bit. Most of our brigades are up to 2,000 soldiers, which I would consider kind of full strength, if you will. I know that I can go up as high as 2,500, but I think I'm better served having more 2,000 man brigades than I am having 2,500 man brigades. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing that. I'm going to build Carr up to 2,000 men. I'm going to go ahead and build Buckley up the additional 7 men to get him to 2,000. And then I'm going to go ahead and build Mahone up to 2,000 as well. All kind of maxing out, or not maxing out, but coming close to maxing out these brigades in the 1st Corps. And then I'm going to shift 1 brigade of artillery into the 2nd Corps, I think it is, into the 4th Division there, which has 2 cavalry brigades at the moment. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep this 1 cavalry regiment in the 4th Division, but I'm going to build 1 additional infantry brigade in the 4th Division of the 1st Corps, now that we have up to 4 divisions per corps. It's going to just use basic Springfield M4 1842s, because we've got a whole bunch of those in reserve. We'll go ahead and bump this up to 2,000 men. Again, they're going to be kind of green because they're brand new troops. We're going to go ahead and assign a lieutenant colonel for $1,800 to him, and we'll go ahead and raise those troops for that. So again, they're not going to be very efficient. They're not going to be very good soldiers, but it will max out this 1st Corps and 4th Division in the 1st Corps. So you can see here now that we've built that up, we're up to 30,000 infantry, 2,300 artillery, and 184 cavalry. This math doesn't add up. It says we have 30,000 soldiers, 30,304 soldiers. Really, we've got 32,500 or so soldiers in the 1st Corps. The 2nd Corps, we now need to go ahead and max out a little bit as well. We've got 2 brigades of artillery or cavalry and 1 brigade or battery of artillery in the 4th Division. We're going to go add some infantry brigades there as well. Again, they're going to be mounting or sporting the 1842s. We'll put some lieutenant colonels in charge there. It seems like all of our generals are getting promoted to major general. So you can see here we've got a lot of major generals in charge of infantry brigades rather than divisions, but it just kind of is what it is. So there you go. Alan Fitzhugh, he's going to basically have really poor stats all across the board, but it is what it is. We've still got 4,000 troops left that we can raise, so we're going to go ahead and raise another infantry brigade here in the 2nd Corps. We're going to make him another lieutenant colonel, Joseph Peabody, and we're going to go ahead and get them up to 2,000 men as well. Exciting stuff right now. Let's see here. All right, and there you go. So this corps is maxed out as well, except one of our divisions has 2 cavalry regiments instead of 1 cavalry and 1 infantry. So we've got a little bit more, actually a little bit less infantry in this corps because of the 2 cavalry brigades and the 1 artillery battery in that 4th Division. We're about 2,000 men weaker than the 1st Corps. That still leaves us with 2,700 soldiers. We could build a new division in the 3rd Corps, but 1, I don't know who would command it. I mean, I'm sure I could maneuver some soldiers around and make it happen. But 2, that would be a really kind of a small brigade, or kind of a small corps, if you think about it. If we went ahead and added just a 1 brigade division, that would definitely be under strength. I don't think it would be totally useful. So in this case, what we're going to do, since the 3rd Corps is among the less... Actually, why don't we do this? Rather than tarnish any experienced troops, we'll just go ahead and take the green troops that we have, and, let's do this. We're going to move Hooker because we're going to get a penalty if we make these brigades larger with a lieutenant colonel. We're going to go ahead and put Hooker in charge of this brigade, because again, he's a major general. We'll move Fitzhugh into this brigade, so there's no penalty here because a lieutenant colonel with his skills can command this infantry brigade of 2,000 men. Meanwhile, a major general with Hooker's skills can command this infantry brigade, being substantially larger. So we'll go ahead and do that. And I think we're going to have to do kind of the same thing across the board. We can probably get away with using a brigadier general, I would assume. So we'll go ahead and swap these guys around. All right. So if we go ahead and max him out, again, no penalty if we put Nelson, a brigadier general, in charge of a 2,500-man brigade. And this 4th Division was a little bit weaker in terms of manpower because it had 1 fewer infantry brigades, actually 2 fewer infantry brigades. But nonetheless, the additional larger brigades here helped to even that out. So if we look here, the 1st Corps, 30,000, the 2nd Corps is now 29,000. We could go ahead and bring up one of these other units to a little bit stronger strength. I'm just trying to see. We wouldn't have money to. We wouldn't have enough money to equip these guys with good weapons. Question is how I want to. Why don't we go to the 1st Corps here? So we've got some green brigades here in the 1st Corps as well that we just raised, and we'll go ahead and swap some commanders around in the 1st Corps also. So the 1st Corps will just end up getting even larger. Billy Lynch there. Go ahead and put Howard Mahone here. And Lynch is a green brigade. We'll go ahead and bring him up to strength. We don't have the money. It costs 12,000 because these are actually good weapons. Springfield 1855s. But we do have some excess weapons we can sell off. So we'll go ahead and sell 800. Let's see here. We'll go ahead and sell 833 of these 1842s, which we've just got a bunch in stock. Still, and well, that's pretty close. Does that get us to what we need? I don't even remember which unit I was looking at. Lynch's brigade, right? Yes, it gets us just barely there. So now we're at 1,200 manpower. We don't have enough weapons to build this cavalry brigade out. This other cavalry brigade, also we don't have enough weapons. Again, I don't want to add a division that's going to be like 2 units. So I think we'll avoid doing that. And does anybody have weapons? We've got some of in stock. I want to say we've got some Harpers, actually. Harper's Ferries were in stock. Actually, we've got some MJ Type 2s as well. What happens if we add 500 soldiers here? Only a marginal hit. So go ahead and do that. So Ector's brigade's going to be a little bit larger. And not enough Enfields. Meadows. Could have sworn there was a field weapon, like a Harper's Ferry weapon or something like that, that we had some units already equipped with. Yes, it looks like Pettit's brigade has a, and they'll lose marginally, 6 on efficiency, 10 on morale, 6 on stamina, 5 on firearms, 2 on melee. I'm willing to take that hit. So we'll go ahead and build his brigade out to 2,500 men. And let's put Foreman at 2,550. Actually, 20. We don't even have enough men for that, so we'll do 22,500. All right, so the 1st and 2nd Corps are maxed out, more or less, minus just the slightly larger brigades. The 3rd Corps is 1 division shy, but again, I didn't want to build a 2,000-man division. So 1st Corps, 31,529, 2nd Corps, 38,700, 3rd Corps, 24,120, 4th Corps, nothing we're going to avoid. That's funny. I can sell off supply for a corps that isn't going to fight. All right. Let's spread some of that supply out across the board. And there you go. We got 21,000 supply in each one of these corps now. Hopefully that's enough. This is a multi-day battle, so we could burn through that supply pretty quickly as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the Battle of Chancellorsville. You can see here if we lose, it's a negative 50 prestige hit. We will not be fired, but just barely. We've got 53. I keep calling it prestige, but I know it's reputation. If we win, we get a 30 bonus, so we'll have some to spend. If we draw, we kind of stay where we're at. We get 10,000 recruits if we win. I think this is a battle we could easily lose more than 10,000 soldiers, and the Gettysburg campaign is right after, so we're going to kind of have to be careful with that. All right, so go ahead and jump in here. All right, I'm not drinking Coke, guys, but I am drinking some Leinenkugel's Oktoberfest right now. All right, so we're going to go ahead and bring our first corps into the vanguard. That's going to be kind of the heavy fighting on day one is going to be borne. The brunt of this is going to be borne by the first corps. The third corps, which is our less experienced corps and kind of our smallest corps, is going to go in the middle and the center, and the second corps is going to go in the rear guard. I'm hoping this second corps is the corps that'll be on the flank. I'm assuming there will end up being a flank attack by Jackson, so we'll end up seeing if that is indeed the case. But if that's the case, I'm hoping these guys will be on the flank. These guys will kind of be in the center, and the vanguard will be at the heart of the first day's fighting, but less so later on in the battle, or at least less so on day two. So you can see here we have a total of 40 or 55 brigades. It says 61, but this says 55, so I'm not sure where that math adds up. Additionally, we have 94,000 soldiers, 264 guns. The enemy has 55,000 soldiers and 112 guns. That 55,000 seems a little bit high. I thought Lee was closer to around like 40 to 45,000 at Chancellorsville, but I could be mistaken. I know he was outnumbered around more than 2 to 1 because Longstreet's corps was not present at the Battle of Chancellorsville. So there you go. This is our setup, and we are about to start. After the Battle of Fredericksburg, the Army of Northern Virginia was still a formidable force to reckon with. Our armies were not able to advance further due to harsh winter conditions and constant skirmishes. We're still getting repulsed behind the Rappahannock River. We've attempted to cross the Rappahannock River and engage the Confederate Army of Northern Virginia once again with a more sophisticated plan. General Sedgwick's corps is keeping the rebels busy at Fredericksburg, while our main force have initiated a wide flanking maneuver to attack Lee's army from the west. On the morning of April 27, 1863, we began crossing the Rappahannock River several miles west from Fredericksburg, almost unopposed. Our detached corps will meet up at Chancellorsville on April 30th and advance toward Lee's army. These wide turning maneuvers ended up being very successful in the Civil War. Lee was totally caught off guard by the flanking maneuver that occurred at Chancellorsville. He didn't know where Hooker went until Hooker was astride his flank and digging in his rear, and you saw similar wide flanking maneuvers initiated by Sherman during the Atlanta campaign over and over again, and you saw General Grant use the Army of the Potomac during the Overland campaign to constantly, although not quite as widely, he didn't go as wide, but he continued to turn around the enemy flank rather than trying to go through their center. This was a common tactic that would become more and more common. And in fact, Lee launched a wide flanking maneuver at the Battle of Second Manassas as well, which was probably, in my opinion, his finest campaign in the entire war. Chancellorsville gets a lot of the hype. Second Manassas was a brilliant campaign all around, which utilized the best traits of both Jackson and Longstreet, his two corps or wing commanders at the time, and in my opinion is the finest campaign of the war from Lee's perspective. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get in. Okay, evening, Commissar. Our forces have crossed the western ford of the Rappahannock and are now marching inside Confederate territory. Our vanguard is marching down U.S. Ford Road. Our main army is approaching from Ely Ford, or Road Ford. And the rear guard will arrive from Orange Turnpike. Okay. Our vanguard is expected to arrive today, 30th of April, at Chancellorsville Road Junction. We've established our camp at Chancellor's Farm, and tomorrow, when more of our forces arrive, we'll advance to meet Lee's army near Fredericksburg. Up to now, we have not met any serious opposition, probably because Lee's army is stretched out too thin. We've spotted enemy movements at the roads ahead of us, but we should be able to repel them easily. All right, General, we're ready to advance. Your vanguard awaits your command. Okay. A few of our forces have already begun marching via the river road. No sight of the enemy there. We must scout and hold the ridge that controls Orange Turnpike, which leads to the town of Fredericksburg. The road which leads to Fredericksburg, Orange Turnpike, must also be secured, or Orange Plank Road. Can't read. It is advised to defend our camp until more troops arrive. The Confederates might attack us before we consolidate our forces. Except, this is the thing. Robert E. Lee is really good at making you be stupid. So I'm going to just kind of attack right away. So right now what we need to do, you can see here there's 3 objectives to win this battle. You need to hold Orange Plank Road, hold the Orange Turnpike, and hold Chancellors's Farm. Right now, we hold Chancellors's Farm. That's this objective. The 2 other objectives we must seize to win this battle are over here and over here. This is Orange Turnpike. This is Orange Plank Road. Now, there's a lot of open ground around here, but there's also a lot of wooded areas kind of around these objectives. It's probably not going to be easy to attack and take these, especially in 2 hours if that's all that we have. But I am going to advance and try and see what we can do here. So you can see some of our troops are already dug in, and we don't have any troops up here in the upper right. So this is a portion of our force. It's obviously not the whole force. It's not even the whole Vanguard Corps, I don't think. Yeah, we've got 3 divisions, but the Vanguard consists of 4 corps, so this is only a portion of our force. Nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and start advancing on these guys. We'll advance 1 brigade straight down the middle. We're going to go ahead and set some skirmishers up here to go through the woods and try and screen its flank. We'll go ahead and move Foreman up his rear as well. Carr will also come up the rear. And Caldwell will come up the rear as well. I'm going to utilize skirmishers to try and clear our flanks if the enemy has any troops in these wooded areas, so that we can become aware of them before we end up, marching into an ambush. So we'll go ahead and move multiple skirmisher units through these woods so we can turn the brigades if we need to, but hopefully that won't be necessary. I'm guessing the enemy has brigades in these woods, but I'm hoping they don't. With that being said, that's kind of the initial force here. We've got like 5 brigades moving through the woods or down this open area toward this objective. All right, our other objective is this road here, which is also a little bit, open. So we're going to go ahead and move Harris. Ooh, let's not go that way. We'll move Harris through the open over here. Really, I can't go further than that? All right, well, we'll do that. We're going to go ahead and break some skirmishers off from most of our brigades. Again, there's a lot of wooded areas for enemy skirmisher units to sit in, so we want to make sure that we are guarding our flanks adequately. And I'm going to try and move these guys down the open terrain because that's where they can move most quickly, but it's also where they're kind of sitting ducks if a battle does occur, if the enemy does have troops in these open areas in the woods, so we'll have to be aware of that. Go ahead and break some skirmishers off from some of these units as well, and kind of move them through these woods. It does weaken our main force, but it does also ensure that, 1, it allows us to more easily flank the enemy, should we need to. But 2, it also just makes sure, again, there's no surprises here. Okay, the Springfields will go this way. Gregg's artillery will move up the main advance on the left. Brooks' artillery move up the main advance on the right. And do we have another artillery brigade? Looks like that's it. Meanwhile, me, the commander, historical gamer, will move up the right. All right, so let's see here. Let's see what we do. Let's go ahead and hit play and see if there's any troops I forgot to move. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, I don't want to leave my far left in the air, but I don't think there's any Confederates in that direction. I'm hoping there aren't. So we'll actually stay in this grove of trees here. I don't want to get myself too far in advance. Meagher's brigade is here too. Apparently I forgot to move him, but we're moving him now. We've got our supply wagons, which will need to move forward with our force. We've got 1 supply wagon. You can see Anderson's division, elements of his division are guarding this road, according to intelligence. Okay, so enemy skirmishers. I just want you to shoot them. I don't want you to... Okay. So we've spotted enemy skirmishers. We've also spotted some of his troops coming up. We're going to go ahead and get Mahone into this wooded area. We'll go ahead and get Foreman up there too. Hopefully quickly. Why are these guys running? I don't think I ordered them to charge or anything like that. Okay, so we're getting 2 brigades in the woods here on the flank. We're going to have 1 brigade come up the center. Whoa. Alright, so Mahone is charging into the woods. He's putting a full brigade on our skirmishers here, which is a little bit of a concern. We've got quite a few men here. It's not going to be easy to just overwhelm them, it doesn't appear. So Harris, I'm going to issue new orders just because now that they're a little bit closer, you can give them orders, getting them to go a little bit further. And left. I think no. Pettit needs to move too. Wait, that's me, not Pettit. All right. We may be getting a little bit over aggressive here. We'll end up seeing what ends up happening here. Oh look, it's Robert E. Lee. Maybe we can kill him now. You can see here most of these brigades on the Confederate end look to be 1 XP brigades or 1 experience brigades. McLaw's division's attacking us, so it looks like they've got a division coming up here as well. I don't know if we're going to get our troops into position in time. Mahone's skirmishers surrendered. Let's go get them out of the fight. Oh, those are Mahone? Damn, those are our skirmishers. Okay, you shoot at these guys. I don't want you wasting your ammo on skirmishers. Okay. Yeah, there's a Confederate Mahone and we have a Mahone too, which is a little bit confusing. I want Caldwell's skirmishers to get in advance of Mahone's brigade. I'd like you to move up there, but I guess you're not going to. Maybe they'll shoot at the skirmishers because they're a closer target. Okay. Enemy artillery's being driven back. That's good. Gotta kind of keep flanking them, keep pressing. Don't let these guys bunch up and kind of lose their momentum. Gotta use that momentum while we've got it on the left. Meanwhile, on the right, our skirmishers have kind of out-pursued our main force, I think. We've got... It doesn't look like there's a ton of enemy troops here that I can spot anyway yet. We've got our artillery fixing up. Our troops are kind of coming out lackadaisically. They did start a little bit further back. I think we're going to have issues on the north getting there in time. So we'll move our skirmishers in behind them, hopefully on the objective point. They do look a little bit vulnerable there, but I don't think I'm going to get the rest of the force up in time. You know, let's move this supply wagon forward to help these guys out a bit. Okay. We're going to rush Mahone in here. Move Carr in as well. Okay. All right. So we've secured the Orange Plank Road, which is excellent. Now let's stop running off. Alt and hold and turn. Meanwhile, these skirmishers get up here and keep attacking, keep pressing this enemy artillery. On the north, they don't have a ton of guys around this objective point, so that's good, but we also don't have a ton of our own men. Okay. Alright, so we've got some troops on the objectives. I'm sure they're going to have a bunch of troops coming up our rear here very shortly. push some artillery back without loss, it looks like. I'm going to rush these guys to try and get in there because I don't know how much time I have, but I can't imagine it's a ton. Get some of these guys running a little bit. I don't want to exhaust them too much, but I do need to get more troops into the fight here in the north. Alright. Supplies are over there. Where are our supplies? Let's get the supply wagon back over here. Why is Pettit just sitting back there? Get up there. Get into the fight, dude. Okay. Sims is falling back. Alright. Skirmisher, you're retreating into skirmishers. Nice. Alright, so the objective is kind of, I wouldn't say in the open, but it's not. Alright guys, come on, get up there on the objective. I wonder if we take this quickly, do we win? Like, do we win the battle? Or is there another phase anyway? Some battles, even if you obtain the objective early on, you don't win the battle. Okay. Gotta imagine there's some of the more troops coming up here. We are exhausting our forces a bit. Mostly enemy skirmishers in these woods, it looks like. There's Lee over here. Get into the woods there. Get some cover in those woods. Prefer if you get some cover in these woods. Bring troops up around. Where are these woods? Move forward here. Shit. Can they really just run behind us like that? Because if they get to that objective and win because they retreated back, like, through our lines, that would be pretty bullshit. I think I've never essentially reloaded from a save just to win, but if that happens, I'd be pretty pissed. Doesn't look like they're running that way, though. So the enemy has some more reinforcements coming in the field. They're probably further away than this contested objective matters. So we'll see what happens here. I honestly don't know. Okay. Orange turns, both of these objectives are held. I think we just have to hold for the rest of the next 50 minutes, essentially. Because it does say hold Chancellor's Farm, doesn't have a check next to it. So I'd imagine that means we have to hold this objective until the fight runs out. So I'm going to pull 2 brigades back if they get there in time, I'm not sure. We just have to hope the enemy doesn't go that way. Meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and bring these infantry brigades north, because it does appear that's where McLaws is coming from. Go ahead and put Pleasanton in here, get these guys into the woods a bit. Our troops are a bit scattered. Mahone, I don't know if he's retreating or if he's marching that way. He looks to be marching that way. For fuck's sake. It would be really great to have some cavalry here. I should have left 1 brigade back. Yeah, I see Kershaw over there. Get our general back there. Come on, guys. Confederates look like they've gotten a unit on the eyeball, which I guess is like the vantage point. For fuck's sake. That's so goddamn stupid. They retreated through our lines. They didn't even get around us. They just retreated behind. Like, straight through our line. Enemy cavalry brigade. I can deal with that. I can take care of that. Alright, these guys are coming up this way. We'll go ahead and get some skirmishers in front of them. I think I've got time to shoo that cavalry brigade away. We'll have Foreman deal with Mahone. And we'll have the Irish brigade rush back to take the objective. Can see here more rebels are coming up. A large contingent of them. Oh. Where did the enemy cavalry go? Okay, so we've got troops right on the farm. It should quickly fall to us. It's changing color slowly. There we go. Pardon? Oh, goddamn, that's our supply wagon. For fuck's sake. Alright, so we've got Chancellor's Farm. We've got to hold it for 17 more minutes. We've also got to hold... put them in the fortifications there. Give us our supplies back. Alright. So... if they turn... oh god. They've got us trapped. We need to hold for 11 more minutes because it's a video game, right? Alright, let's get these skirmishers back before they advance on the objective. I think we pretty much are going to get our whole first corps destroyed. If... oh, nice. So we got our supplies back. Yay! We're going to pretty much get our whole force destroyed, or at least our whole first corps destroyed, if we don't hang on here for 7 more minutes. The rebels are too many! Oh, shut up. I don't think they've got time. Hey, look, it's Lee. Over there. Shoot at him. Cars retreating. Alright, this feels like a very gamey victory. Just like, well, you just magically held long enough and the enemy decided, well, you've got 2 objectives and you're surrounded, but you're gonna win. Alright. Time is up. That's 0. What? That's not the end of the battle? What's the point of holding that? What the fuck was the point of that? So how the hell do I extricate myself out of here? Well, the troops on the south are going to be fine. We'll get them out right away. We'll get the artillery out. These several brigades we have in the middle are going to be kind of screwed. We're just going to have to use our skirmishers to help, you know, buy us some time. Reinforcements are coming in the north, so that's good. Let's go ahead and put 1 on these entrenchments. Let's go ahead and... I guess we're just going to kind of fall back for history to where we need to be. Sedgwick's wounded. Get the hell out of there, pet. Well, our troops in the south did okay. I really thought the battle was going to end there the way it was all, you know, shaking out. Alright, so the game wasn't gamey. I didn't win, just because. The Iron Brigade drove Perry back. Now the Iron Brigade needs to get itself out of here. Springfields, get the hell out. I guess we can maybe try and retreat some of these guys north. Alright. Well, come on, you guys. Get the fuck out. I'm ordering you to run, and you're just sitting there continuing to shoot. Reinforcements, very limited reinforcements are coming up. At least there's no real, doesn't look like there's enemy forces blocking us north. Inflict up to 5% more casualties than the enemy. Well, we haven't done that. Okay. God damn it. Never told you to charge. I just wanted you to fire a volley. Lovely. Alright, Mahone just got his ass kicked. That's good. What's over here? Oh, some skirmishers? Well, let's just go play some havoc on them, get some skirmishers in their rear. Springfield's retreat, but you won't let me. These guys are just petted as just suicidal. Alright. I was led into a trap. We'll see if it just lets me extricate myself automatically. You know, once the... Oh, Caldwell. Just run away. You're flanked. Run away, brave Sir Robinette. And for whatever reason, that brigade decides to play hero and be a rear guard. As long as they don't all die. The unit in the south is just skirmishers, guys. I'm aware they're there. And they're dead. So they're gone. Okay. I think we have large... Oh. These guys still are not retreating. They're just brave as hell. Finally running away. At least they led like half the Confederate cavalry away. Alright, that was a disaster, but I think we mostly were able to pull the majority of our troops out. We might have lost a brigade or so, and some of our troops definitely got badly shot up, but on the whole, okay. Go charge. Or go charge. Go cavalry, go! Shock cavalry! Charge! There you guys. Tear up those skirmishers. Tear them up. Better if there weren't like 5 of them. Alright. Hey, Pettit, you're still trying to fight. You won't let me command you, though. You're just like, no, dude, I got it. I'm good. Don't worry about it. We're good. Alright, cavalry, now get the hell out of there. Stop charging. Don't pull a British cavalry at, Waterloo. Retreat. Retreat! Okay. We're gonna pull you guys back, actually. You're a little bit too weak. I don't want my shot to pieces brigades guarding my flank or anything. Alright. Pettit is still fighting like a moron. I told him to retreat way further back than that, but he's just not listening to me. We've lost about 15% of our corps. We've lost a little bit over 5,000 men, by the looks of it. Which, all things considered, the way that all unfolded, I guess is probably like a best case we could have hoped for. Alright, folks, and that'll do it with the first part of my Battle of Chancellorsville, which has started off with a big blunder with me advancing way too hard, and then falling back, obviously, as the enemy just overwhelms me. With that being said, guys, that's going to end this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, we'll pick up the second day's fight at the Battle of Chancellorsville in our next video, which will be out tomorrow. Alright, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Till next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.